Hello friends, welcome to day 20. We are 2/3 of the way through. Today's ink is Allen Hills 84001 and I have paired it with my Esterbrook Camden composition in Spring Break. This one has a medium nib. So Allen Hills, or ALH 84001, is a famous Martian meteorite that was found in the snowfields of Antarctica in December 1984, specifically the Allen Hills snowfields. The meteorite is 4.5 billion years old and provides a sample of the earliest crustal rocks on Mars. This meteorite has long fueled debate over whether or not it contains evidence of life on Mars, but in April of 2020, researchers at the Earth Life Science Institute in Japan said they detected 4 billion year old nitrogen containing organic molecules in this infamous meteorite. And while these new findings show more evidence for organics on early Mars, we still don't know exactly how those organics were created. The earthsky.org article I've linked below in my resources is super interesting and a really concise and understandable summary of the new findings. So if you have a moment, I highly suggest checking it out. Understanding the origin of organic material on Mars is a major issue in modern planetary science. Recent robotic exploration of Martian sedimentary rocks and laboratory analyses of Martian meteorites have both reported plausible indigenous organic components. However, little is known about their origin, evolution, and preservation. Here we report that 4 billion year old carbonates in Martian meteorite Allen Hills 84001 preserve indigenous nitrogen-bearing organics by developing a new technique for high spatial resolution in situ nitrogen chemical speciation. 2 organic materials were synthesized locally and or delivered meteorically on Mars during the Noachian Age. 2 carbonates, alteration minerals from the Martian near-surface aqueous fluid, trapped and kept the organic materials intact over long geological times. This presence of nitrogen-bearing compounds requires abiotic or possibly biotic nitrogen fixation and ammonia storage, suggesting that early Mars had a less oxidizing environment than today. And that is an excerpt from the research paper, and the article that has a link to this research paper plus the more easily readable summary of it I've linked below, so definitely check that out. As for this ink, this is quite sadly not an ink that I like very much. It flowed out of the pen fairly well. When I was taking notes for today's video, I had to prime the feed a couple different times to get the ink to really flow well. And it's so light, it's difficult for me to read, although the shading is very pretty. It's a really good shader, but it's just also not a green that particularly calls to me, but that's okay. No sheening, no shimmer, but really nice shading in the swatch up here and throughout. The swatch card came out nicely on this terrible paper. The shading in the name as well. But the chromatography is really, really pretty. So it has yellow and then up into this kind of blue-green. And then where I set the Q-tip, it irised out really nicely. And the splat looks quite nice as well. It just hit the paper and shaded really, really nicely. Got some bits here that I need to dab at because they are sticky. It just got on too thick. But there it is. That's today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow for day 21. Bye!